Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I would talk about a very hopeful, a very beautiful hadith that is in the book of Muslims, that is the most authentic book of hadith. Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in that hadith that there would be a time before Qiyamah, before the day of judgment, before the last hour. Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam described in that hadith, the words of hadith are عن ابي هريره رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تقوم الساعه. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Qiyamah will not come, or the day of judgment would not come. حتى يقاتل المسلمون اليهود, until or unless the Muslims would fight against the Jews, and فيقتل المسلمون اليهود. Holy Prophet ﷺ furthermore said that the Jews would be killed by the Muslims and the Muslims would kill them. And the situation would be the Jews would try to hide themselves, to save themselves, or to conceal themselves behind a tree, behind a stone. And there would be no shelter for them. And the stone and the tree would itself say, and the stone would say and would call the Muslims. What would it say? The words of hadith are, Ya Muslim, Ya Abdullah, Fata'al. The tree say, and the stone would say, as Holy Prophet ﷺ described in his hadith, that the stone would proclaim, the stone or the tree would say, Ya Muslim, O Muslim, Ya Abdullah, O the servant of Allah, come here. There is a Jews behind the tree, there is a Jews behind the stone. Come here and kill that Jew. The situation would be like that. And that also prophesied, and we get the message, we get the prediction that there would be a time when the Muslims would fight against the Jews and they would win that war, and they would occupy, they would have that land, that is their own land. But the question is, how would this happen? How would Muslim win the battle? How would Muslims have that their own region, the whole land? So the answer is that is not very simple, but as Holy Prophet ﷺ said, we firmly believe and we have faith in the Holy Prophet ﷺ's all hadiths, as these hadiths predicted that there will be a time the Jews would be killed by the Muslims. So the question is, how would this happen? If we talk about the Arab countries and the kings of Arab countries, it would not happen from their side, and they would not raise even a voice against that brutality, against this genocide we are witnessing in Israel, in Palestine. So this would happen from this area, from this from our continent, like subcontinent Barasavir, Pako Hind. This would happen from this side, and inshallah there would be a leader, revolutionary leader would arise from this region, and that would be a revolutionary leader, and he would fight against the Jews, and he would try to unite the Muslims of the whole world. And under his dynamic leadership, Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Jews would be destroyed, and the Jews would be killed. Inshallah ta'ala, it would happen one day. Why? Because this is predicted and this is prophesied by Holy Prophet ﷺ, and it is not just a distant dream, rather, it is a reality. And this prediction would also come true, inshallah ta'ala, one day. And we are waiting for that moment. And but the situation is now very horrible. The situation is devastating. And what can we do? We can just raise the voice against this kind of brutality, this kind of genocide that the Jews are doing in that region, in Palestine, in Gaza, and they are killing the innocent children, they are killing the innocent women, and that the situation is very horrible. And being a Muslim, it's our responsibility to raise the voice against the Jews. So, inshallah ta'ala, through this, there would be a change. And I'm particularly talking about this hadith, and this hadith would also come true, inshallah ta'ala, one day. Thank you for your time you spent over here.